week, baby. The moment that we have all been waiting for. The moment that we almost didn't even know if it was actually going to happen this season, but it's here. We made it. And obviously, I had to wear red this week to support both of these teams. However, I know there's a lot of anticipation, a lot of excitement around the Super Bowl being this freaking weekend, but there is also a lot of drama and trade talk to get into. The tea surrounding trades right now has not even just come to a boil. I think the entire kettle is just about to freaking explode. So because of that, not really because of that, but I'm going to use it as one of my excuses, I am going to be doing this video a little bit different. I'm going to start getting into all of the trade situations, all the drama surrounding them early on, and in the second half of this video, I'm going to give you the eagerly awaited Super Bowl conversation. Obviously, that's for the clickbait. No, actually, it's because I am terrified to have that conversation because that means I am going to have to solidify who I think is going to win this game, and I genuinely have no idea. I'm pretty terrified. But later on, I'm actually going to be placing my Super Bowl bet, locking it in on DraftKings, getting it on film, setting it in stone, so then I no longer have to keep changing my mind on the subject because it's been driving me up a frickin' wall. So you can all enjoy that panic attack in just a little bit. For the people that are here strictly for the Super Bowl conversation, whether you need help picking who you think might win, if you need help betting, or if you just need to hear me go through my thoughts so then you can get your own thoughts in order, I will include a time code in my description that'll bring you right to the start of that conversation. However, I don't recommend doing so because the trade situations, all the drama that's happening right now is so spicy. It is too good to ignore. So without further ado, let's get into that. By now, we all know that quarterback Matthew Stafford has been traded from the Lions to the Rams after him and the Lions mutually decided that it was best for them to part ways at the end of this past season. And just 1 week after I had him on my trade tracker, 1 week he was on there. This trade included the Lions not only just getting Rams quarterback Jared Goff, but they also got the Rams' entire future as well. Am I wrong in saying that? Absolutely not. Am I exaggerating a little bit? Depending on your feelings on the subject, maybe, but what else is new for me here? Whatever makes you feel more comfortable. If you feel better saying the Rams' near future, that's fine. Whatever helps you sleep at night. Either way, the Lions now have that. They got the young quarterback, a third-round draft pick in this upcoming draft, and a first-round draft pick in not just 2022, but in 2023 as well. And we will talk in just a second about why I think that's such a big deal. But first, here's a fun fact for us to enjoy. I learned this week, and it's pretty cool. This is the first time ever in the Super Bowl era, so since 1966, that 2 teams have just exchanged former first overall picks. Like, that's kind of exciting. Now, for my thoughts surrounding this trade, my initial reaction honestly was shock. I was at work when I got the notification. Matthew Stafford is going to the Rams. We were closing the bar. The place was empty. I was echoing throughout the entire place, freaking out because looking at the list of places that he could have gone, the Rams were on there. I included it, but it was like my last pick for him. And last week I talked about 3 quarterbacks, Sam Darnold, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Jared Goff. Quarterbacks who are all on teams that keep working their way into quarterback trade conversations when I think that they had absolutely, or I thought they had absolutely no business being in these talks. And if you honestly ask me which one of those 3 I would have thought had the least chance of being traded, I would have said Jared Goff. So yes, at first I was very confused by this entire thing, but now after reading everything that's come out about it, hearing Jared Goff talk about it, this is something that we all should have seen coming. It's clear that he just did not fit in this organization. And looking at all the details of it, it's honestly kind of sad. He didn't even know he was being traded till immediately after it happened. And he still doesn't know when or why the team kind of just turned their back on him. He did an interview with the LA Times this week, and he said he still hasn't talked to the Rams. So now this is all just really kind of starting to rub me the wrong way. Whether you had issues with him, if you didn't like him for your team, whatever it was, this guy was your first overall draft pick. He kind of made the Rams cool again with help from coaching and other opponents, obviously, but he did wonders for you. So I think he at least deserves a conversation. He at least deserves for you to communicate with him. Oh my God, it just keeps getting like darker and darker. If the lighting is changing, I do sincerely apologize. But once I heard all of this information, this trade started to make some more sense to me. And then I decided to think back and look at what we saw this season, and there were some red flags. Week 6, after the Rams lost to the 49ers, Sean McVay is the type of coach where he takes a lot of the blame for situations on himself, or he talks about the team as like a whole, but in that moment, he singled out Jared Goff, said he had to be better with protecting the ball, and honestly, in that moment, I thought, all right, that's his coach. He's being harsh, but only because he wants him to get better. He wants him to be better. Now I'm thinking that that was the tip of the iceberg, and then his unfortunate thumb injury. His thumb injury, might I add, that he played through in one game to the point where his thumb was so swollen that he couldn't even move it and then needed surgery the following day. But in their last game of the season, obviously couldn't play. He just had surgery. And in a must-win game, their backup quarterback, who not only was this his first NFL start, this was his first NFL game, won it for them. So I think it was in that moment that the team was like, all right, Jared Goff, we really just don't need you. And that's honestly really sad. I know I make fun of him a lot of the time for being boring, but at the end of the day, he is a good quarterback. So it's just weird. I think the Lions, who are already a very young team and are sitting in the position to rebuild, are now in the best, most perfect, incredible scenario. Because listen, Jared Goff, didn't he just have his worst season statistically since his rookie year? Yes, but do I think that this is anything to be concerned with? Absolutely not. As I said earlier, he really helped to rebuild the Rams, put them back on the map, making them genuine contenders. He's been to the Pro Bowl twice. He brought the Rams to their first Super Bowl in 17 years. And I fully believe that he is in the position to make that same kind of impact in Detroit. The Rams, though, they are going to be insanely good right now and for the next couple of years, but long term, they're honestly screwed. Matt Stafford is an insane quarterback. I think he's going to pop off on that offense. I think it's going to be scary. If we see them in the Super Bowl in the next 2 years, would not be shocked at all. But he is an older quarterback that is prone to injury. So that's why them giving away all of the draft picks that they did scares the crap out of me, because once he is done, then they're not sitting in a good position at all. And there is even more drama to this scenario because, like I said last week, I wanted Matt Stafford to go to the Patriots. I thought that would be the best case scenario for them and for him. Matt Stafford with Bill Belichick would be unstoppable. And think about it, they could have brought in a young guy, sit him behind Stafford, and then the Pats are set up to like kind of dominate again. But Matt Stafford's former coach from the Lions, Matt Patricia, just went back to the Patriots coaching staff. So Stafford literally pulled like a thank you next and said that he would go anywhere besides New England. So there you have it. Jared Goff is now on the Lions. Matthew Stafford is now on the Rams. But there is still one big question mark in trade conversation, and that would be Deshaun Watson. This one, I have a feeling is going to give me severe anxiety over the next couple of weeks because nothing can even be done about this until March 17th when the 2021 season actually starts. We all know that Deshaun Watson wants out of Houston. He has officially requested a trade from the organization, and he has now taken it so far that he has removed anything linking him to the Houston Texans off of all of his social media platforms. And he also came out and said that he would be willing to sit out entirely of the 2021 season if he is not traded. He is literally saying that he would rather not play for an entire season than to play on the Houston Texans. So I think this just shows all of us how serious he actually is about this. And yet the Texans, every time they're asked about the subject, they come out and say they have no plans on cutting any ties with Deshaun Watson. I just hope they get their act together and it really doesn't have to come to this, because that would genuinely crush my soul. I would be heartbroken if he sat out for an entire season. I don't want to see that. And honestly, there is a chance that we get both him and JJ Watt out of Houston, which would literally be the most successful offseason. No, like this is genuinely a possibility. With the way JJ Watt's contract is worked right now, it honestly makes more sense for them to just let him go. Oh my God, I would pop a bottle of champagne if that actually came true. Oh, now Super Bowl. In just a couple of nights, we will be seeing the Chiefs and the Bucs go head-to-head for the Lombardi Trophy. Will Brady get his 7th ring in his 10th Super Bowl appearance? Or will the Chiefs bring home a repeat? So much excitement. And what would a 2020 Super Bowl be without a COVID scare the week before the game? Yes. 2 Chiefs players were placed on the COVID-19 reserve list due to close contact, and I am not going to lie, when I first saw this, I was absolutely panicking. I got the notification about one player, and then I got another notification about a second player, and I immediately went into like shutdown mode, and I was like, what's gonna happen if some of their stars are out? Is the game gonna have to be postponed? What even happens in that kind of situation? But then I learned a little bit more about how they got placed on the reserve list, and I started feeling a lot better. It turns out it was a barber that received a positive COVID test, and this barber was cutting both of these players' hair. So because of how close they were to him and how long they were close to him, because, you know, he was cutting their hair, they had to be placed on the COVID reserve list. But all parties were wearing masks while they were together, which is great because that decreases the chance of any spreading. So far, neither one has tested positive, and if they keep continuing to test negative, they can play in the Super Bowl. So this doesn't seem like it is anything to be too concerned with now. I'm not gonna panic. I'm just not going to. But this barber was supposed to cut like 20 other players' hairs, including Patrick Mahomes. So this situation could have been really bad, but it's not now. Okay, now I'm going to be very honest and admit that I genuinely, in my heart of hearts, wanted nothing more than the Packers and the Bills to win in championship weekend, which we then would have had a Packers-Bills Super Bowl, because that's how football works. And now I can't even believe I'm admitting this, but I've had some time to heal. I've recovered, I've accepted defeat, and now I'm saying I don't think there is any better matchup that we could have had this season than the Chiefs versus the Bucs. Both of these teams are so stacked, and then you add in the Brady Mahomes storyline, and it just takes it to the next level. And honestly, in my expert opinion, this is the best Super Bowl quarterback matchup I've ever seen in my lifetime of a whopping 22 years. All right. I think it's time. The moment that I have been dreading for me to finally confess who I actually think will win this game is here. I can't avoid it any longer.
Oh my God. All right, let me get my phone.
Well, first, before we get ahead of ourselves, before we do that, buying myself more time, let's talk about this a little bit. Just to get to this point, Brady had to win 3 playoff games on the road. And we know Brady kind of heats up this time of year. He thrives in the playoffs, but that is very impressive. So not only do you have Brady as your quarterback, you have weapons upon weapons on your offense. And the Bucs also have a killer defense. So for them to win this game, I think Tom Brady, from the second this game starts, Tom Brady has to manage the clock. He has to consider every possible second, which I know is something that he is capable of. But if he can keep Mahomes off the field, if the defense can step up when Mahomes is on the field, that together, plus their offense scoring points on points like they've been doing, the Bucs have it in the bag if they can make all that happen. But then we must remember, on the opposing side of that field, it's Patrick Mahomes. He just won a Super Bowl last year. I think he knows what he's doing. And not only does he also have weapons upon weapons on offense, he also has Andy Reid as his head coach. So I think he's in an okay position. And you can argue the age thing. I know he was 6 years old when Tom Brady won his first Super Bowl, but Patrick Mahomes plays like a veteran. The way he understands the field, the way he understands the game, on top of his mobility and his strength, I'm honestly convinced he is the most well-rounded, versatile, most athletic player I've seen ever. That anyone has ever seen ever, honestly. So we can talk for hours and hours about all of the things the Bucs have that make it difficult for Patrick Mahomes and that give the Bucs the best opportunity to win. And I can say it's an easy win if all of this falls into place, but no matter what, it is going to be hard to stop Mahomes. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's open up DraftKings. It's freaking time. I literally can't do it. The Chiefs are 3.5 point favorites. Okay, my head and my heart are just going to be at odds in this game. I'm saying it right now. I'm going to be wearing my Rolling with Mahomes t-shirt. I want Mahomes to win, but there is something telling me that Brady has made it this far and he is not going down now. I'm putting all my money on the Bucs plus 3.5 to win the Super Bowl. It's done. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bucs plus 3.5. And after this weekend, the 2020 season will officially be in the books. And I genuinely just want to thank all of you that have supported me this entire season. I honestly thought the only people that were going to watch this channel were my parents, grandparents, family members, best friends, because I would make them, that sort of thing. And I have met so many amazing people. This has been so fun for me. I have so many plans to keep you guys entertained even in the off season. But if there's anything in particular that you want to see or you want me to talk about when there's no games on, you know where to find me. I am not going anywhere just yet. Now let's watch the frickin' Super Bowl, baby!